everybody, and welcome back to Elio Moon Arts. Today we are going to be creating I'm not sure what you would call it. It's to put photos in, and you can also write in it as well. But it's sort of concertinaed. It's got a front and a back. Because I'm so new to this type of art, I'm not sure what it's called. It was just something that I was playing around with and really liked. And I'll show you the prototype that I made. I haven't seen anybody else doing this. So I thought when I seen this, I thought I'd have a bit of a play with it. So here's your front cover. This one, I've just put some family in there. You can sort of have it sitting out somewhere if you wanted to. I've just added a bit of ribbon to it to be able to close it up if I didn't want to have it out, so I could have it closed up and sitting around. And that was basically what I did. So it's a very easy process. So let's get started. So I've just taken some off-cut bits of, it was a biscuit packet, and the measurements for this are 12 inches across and 17 inches down. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to take some of our Couture Creations Elegance collection, and I'm going to cover the front and the back with these. Now the pieces that I'm using to cover the front and the back, they measure 19 centimetres by 14 centimetres. So that gives us about an inch all the way around, so that we can actually turn these in and do the corners. So we'll start by doing that to start off with. I'm going to use just a glue stick today for this in particular project, this part of the project anyway. So I'm just wanting to put on my front and back cover first, and then I'm going to cut off some of the corners. So I'm not taking this right to the very edge at this stage, just putting enough glue on there to hold it down on top. And I'm going to put this side up, so I want that bit of cardboard on the upside. So that gives me roughly about, you don't have to be too precise, I just wanted a little bit to overlap on the inside because that's how I'm going to finish it off later on. And the same with this one. So this one, I have the floral on it, and that'll be our front cover. And this one is just a plain salmon pink coloured one out of the Elegance collection. So these ones that I've got here are actually single-sided, but in the collection themselves they are double-sided. So this is what was very first sent out to me. And because I was in the process of moving, I never got a chance to use them to do some prototypes. So now that I have my art room back up and running, I'm trying to get a few things done and get on top of things again. So this one won't matter which way it goes. So I'm looking to put that maybe a centimetre all the way around. I'm just going to grab my scissors. And I want to cut off just a little bit off the corners. So maybe a little bit there and a little bit there. Just so that I still want to have a little bit there that'll come over the corner, because I don't want that corner to show. So I'm just going to cut off a bit there and a little bit there, that way. I'm going to do that on all four corners. You can just cut straight across them too. You can go like this as well and do it. That's what you want to do. Just do that one and this one. So now I'm just going to take some glue and put it on this side. And I'm going to really pull those papers all the way down. I want to make sure it gets a nice crease up along there. Do the same again with this one. Cut that one the wrong way, didn't I? Let's cut that piece off there. It should go more that way. Okay, so let's put a bit more glue on there. Make sure there's some on this side as well. Pull that all the way over and really smush it down well. I want it to adhere to that board really quite well. So now we're going to do this end. And it doesn't matter in what order you do this. I mean, if you'd have a specific order that you'd like to do them in, by all means go and do that. but this is just how I did it. It needs a little bit more cut off there. Now, same thing again on all sides. Bring that up and really smush that over. That gets a nice slaughter. And put that one aside to dry for a minute, and then we'll start on the front cover one and do the same thing. So it's going to cut across. Oops, that one hasn't adhered very well. Might need to put something a bit stronger on this one. And this corner here as well. I'm just going to move those little corner pieces over there so I don't glue them down. A bit of this glue on here. Sometimes this glue doesn't stick very well. I've never really had any problems with it, but we'll see how this goes. So I'm going to stick, so there's glue on the cardboard and on that very edge of that piece of Elegance collection paper from Couture Creations. So here in Australia, I think you can find a stockist for Couture Creations products in most places in Australia, but by all means, jump online and have a look. I'm really enjoying their products that I've brought myself. I've got their, I use all of their glues. I think I've got just about every one of their glues here at home somewhere. Because I really like their glues, they're fabulous. Their papers, some of them, the last two collections in particular, they've all been beautiful, but the last two collections in particular have been just stunning. And the girls that were working on that, kudos to you ladies, it was absolutely beautiful. So this is one of them, this is Elegance. And the other collection that we had before this one was the Lavender Love, which, yeah, it was probably... Oh, it's hard to say. They're both so beautiful, but I do love lavender. It's just a bit of a thing for me. So that's going to go this way. And so now what we need to do is we need to put another piece of paper in this side so we don't get to see this. But what I want to do as well is I've also got to get a bit of ribbon to put in here and lay across them so that we'll lay across one of them so that we can use it as a tie. So I'm thinking on this one, I've put it on the back one. So we might do the same thing again. And I think I'm going to use a bit of pink ribbon on this. And we need to make it long enough that's going to tie around both pieces. So maybe a little bit longer than that. Okay, and so I'm going to lay this across this back piece. I want it that way up. And I want to sort of make it so that, let's do this, let's fold it in half. I sort of do want to make them a little bit even. It's probably approximately the middle. Drop that side, and let's see how we go. So now, I might just put a little bit of glue on this one just to hold it in place. Okay, just a bit of that ribbon just to wipe that bit off there. Okay, so now I'm just going to lay this down on top of that, just keeping it as straight as I can. Okay, so that's the first bit done. It's probably might be pretty even. Okay, so that's the first bit done. Now we're going to get some. I'm going to use some of our off-cut bits of paper. So I have these two pieces we could use on this back cover if we wanted to. Use a bit of both, and that would cover that nicely. But I think I want, because I just want to have it done in one lot. That one's not, ooh, that might just go. So what does it need to be? So for this piece of paper to cover our back, it needs to be 19 centimetres by 14 centimetres. So let me have a measure of this one. So we've got 15 centimetres. So that's one way. And we've got, this is 15 by 15, so it's not really quite big enough. What's this one here? This is another off-cut piece. It's 9.5. Nope, it's long enough, obviously. I just need to find some bits that are going to be the right. Maybe this, that green one, or that green one. Two greens. So put one there, put a little piece in there. Will that be enough? Okay, maybe not. Looks like we're going to go with this orange piece because I know there'll be enough of both of that. So let's put this aside, and we're going to get my trimmer out. We're going to cut this for 19 inches. Let's go to centimetres. 19 centimetres. Okay, so now we're going to cut this at 19. Put it right on 19. Straighten her up. Hold that down. So we've got 19, and we want it by 14. 13, 14 is in that middle spot there. Is that going to be too big? I think it is. No, we don't want it that big. Let's try, what have we got? So what is it at? So this is at, this is 12 by 17. Okay, so the 19 by 14 was for this front cover piece. So now we want a piece that is, so I want it to come inside, so maybe 11 by 16 and a half. So let's have a look and see what we've got. This one might be long enough. So this one's definitely long enough. So what did we say? 16. 16 and a half and 11 across. So have we got 11 across? Let's go this way. Have we got 11 across? That's perfectly 11, just about perfectly 11. It's a little over. That's all right. 11 by 16 and a half. So by 16 and a half. So we'll just chop that little bit off there. And that will fit perfectly onto the back, the inside cover of this one. And that'll cover up our back piece, which will look lovely. And we need to do the same thing for this one. So it needs to be 11 across by 16 and a half. So that's 11. Take this piece off. By 16 and a half. Beautiful. Okay, so this will go inside of our journal that we're creating. But you don't have to have it sitting in there. It's entirely up to you where you want to put yours. And look at that, that one fits perfectly as well. So we'll glue these down. So for these, I'm actually going to use the glitter glue because it's got a better hold than just the stick glue. And I want this to hold really well. And if any of the areas sort of flip up at a later stage, then I'll sort of grab a bit of the quick dry adhesive to put on this. So just center that onto your page a little bit. Beautiful. And I'm just going to grab maybe one of my cards here, just to help smush this down a bit. I want it to have a really good seal. And this Couture Creations paper that I'm using here today, it's got a textured finish. I don't know whether the name of it is on one of the back of these pieces. maybe I've already, because I've already used some of this in some other projects that I'm working on. But yes, these were some other colours that that I have that have gone with the Elegance collection, which is just so pretty. So same again, we're just going to put our glue down, making sure that we've got enough on there to cover everything. And just be careful not to take it right to the edge, because remember, this is going to sit just inside the edge. Now when I've done this bit, I'm actually going to, oh no, I'm using that closure this time, aren't I? Sometimes I use some other sorts of closures, so it just depends on what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm making sure that this textured side, it's almost like a linen texture. It goes on the, there we go. Same again, we'll just get our little bit of card and swoosh that down, making sure that it's nicely adhered to our base. And that just gives you a nice finish too on the inside of your little book. But this is not all we're going to see. So the next step is, I've already done mine, so that's okay. So we need a piece, I'm using some black craft paper for this. So let me just put that away for a second. So I have this piece of black craft paper. It is approximately 60 centimetres long. I actually had to join a piece in mine, so what I did was, my join, so here's my join here. So when I cut this, so the measurements for this are 15, so it's 15 centimetres high by 10 centimetres wide, and it's 60 centimetres long. So when I needed to add one more little panel to this, so what I did was I cut a piece that was 11 across and kept it at the 15. And then what I did is I got my scoreboard out and I scored this at 1 centimetre, and I used that 1 centimetre join to join it to my other piece, and you can barely see it in this. But once you've got that done, we're going to just bend it backwards and forwards on the score line. So I scored this at every 10 centimetres. I'm still not very good at scoring and stuff. I'm still learning that kind of thing. I've never done a lot of it before. So mine are not perfect, but I'm really sort of kind of happy with the outcome that I got. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these pieces and we're actually going to sort of centre these onto our page, and we're going to centre this. Just going to trim that little bit off the edge, that daggy bit off the edge. It's got a bit of a pulling from when I cut it. Just let me trim this up a little bit first so that I can get it nice, getting a bit nicer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere this page and sort of centre it on the middle of this page with some blue, which I'll do right now, but I'm just going to check that just doesn't look straight to me. Let's put this one over. Yeah, no, that's not straight. So I just need to, just going to grab my Stanley knife and a ruler. I'm just going to straighten up that edge. So I'm going to use my board. I'm going to square off where we've got the square corner here. I'm just going to bring that, square that top one, because that's the one that's okay, and do this bottom one. So it's that line there. Let's bring this one over just a fraction more. That's it. So I'm just going to line that up, and I'm going to just shave off that last little bit that it's not quite straight. Oops. Let's not do that until you've got your ducks all in a row. So there we go. So I'm just going to cut off that little bit. That's better. That's much better now. Much better. Okay. So I'm just going to grab this. I'm going to grab my back piece, and I'm going to put some glue on this piece, and then I'm going to attach it to this one. So for this I'm going to use the quick dry adhesive, because I want to make sure that this has a really, really good hold and it's not going to come off there. Okay, a bit of glue on there and there, but that's okay. So now I'm just going to centre this onto here as best I can. Okay. And I'm sure this has been done before. I just haven't seen this being done. Like I said, I was playing the other day and I done this, but I'm going to say I'm probably not the only one that has done this. Now, yeah, look, I've got a little bit of glue on this black paper, but I'm not really worried about it at this stage, because this will end up being, well, you can do it however you would like to do yours. So this just concertinas back and forward until we reach the end one. And so now we're going to put on our top layer. And so we're going to do the same thing again. We're just going to glue this top page and centre it over this one this time. So back with our quick dry adhesive. Just close the lid on that. A little bit that squirts up, we'll just pop on there. Okay, so now same thing again. We're going to pop this and centre it as best you can onto your bit of paper. Just need to move that over a little bit, back a little bit. That's it. So now we have our cute little mini photo album. Now, I'm not sure how you would like to put your photos in something like this. It goes that way. I'm going to let this sit for a little while and get, actually I might make this the front page this time, and I might go this way. It has to be that way. I don't know, you can make your mind up as to which way you want yours. I'm not quite sure yet. I think it needs to go this way for me. So now we have all of these pages, and you could also do it on the back. So if you wanted to sit this onto a coffee table, you could do that. You could have it sitting up like that. But now you can put your photos in. So a photo that I had here before, I know I had one. One of my daughter. There it is. I put it in this bag of little die cuts from the fabulous Elegance collection. So, you know, like, I mean, I might cut this photo down a bit more to pop in here, but I could pop this photo in here, and I might want to decorate it with a bit of, I probably wouldn't decorate this with this, not this in particular photo, because it's a little bit too outdoorsy for this in particular one. But basically you can pop these in. So I'm going to just chop off these little white edges that I've got on this, because they're a little bit distracting for me. And while the outside of this album is based on the Elegance collection, when you open it up inside, I mean, depending on what your family are into, you can either make it a very girly type album, or like me, where we're pretty an outdoorsy type family. We like to go fishing and we like the beach and all that type of stuff. So a lot of our photos are of that type of thing. So I'm really not happy with that yet. I'm just going to have a look. I know in my stash here somewhere I do have some photo corners. I'm sure I do. I can't find the other piece of my, this is one of the die cuts from the Elegance collection, and I did say it in my last video, and I moved the piece of paper again. Okay, so this is called, next page over, I think. This one is called Sending You a Smile. Just got to find it on here. Yeah, it's called the Special to Me Mini Sentiment Stamp Set. So that's, is this the one? Yep, so it's this stamp set. I'm pretty sure that's the right thingos, die cuts for it. Now, I just haven't got the die cut for this one yet, but I'm just thinking, you know, like I've got to put that further up there. I might chop this picture down a little bit further just so that it sits more centered in the page. And I might just put this little sentiment on it, and I might put the little thing around the outside of it. Because we're dealing with sort of those orangey colours, the orangey tones in this one rather than the pink tones like we were in our other book. And I don't really want to stick anything in this because I'm thinking about giving this, when I finish this journal, I'm actually thinking about giving it as a giveaway. So, and I'm just working on that at the moment. So I might want to put a little bow on there, and it's in those orangey tones. Maybe I'll put it up here in the top corner. But they're things that you can do on your own. So basically this is finished because I don't want to embellish this one. I want to leave that for somebody else to do. So this will just tie up nicely like this. Oops. And where is my journal that we've all been working on? Over here. So this is the little journal that we've been working on. So this little book is going to sit inside here. This is what I was saying to you before, you know, I have made this band a little bigger because now our book is actually starting to grow a little bit more now. So it's nearly fitting it. So it hasn't got that, so it's only got a couple of inches to go, and we're in the right spot. So this one will have this on it. I was thinking about blinging this up a little bit more by putting another band on this one. But maybe putting it up along the edge, but maybe even on the inside edge. You could do it, but I actually think I just like it playing with just the ribbon, so that's why I haven't put that on there. But that's also an option that you have, and that just ties them both together a little bit more by doing something like that. But the other thing I was just thinking of that I could do also, so where did I put that photo of my daughter, my husband? Yes, by the way, this is one of my daughters, and that's my husband in the foreground with it. You know, I could actually put this across the top to make a bit of a feature of it. Or I can just put the yellow sunflowers around the outside of it. I could also take, so in this collection, we have this beautiful array of flowers. So I could put this one over here. I'm thinking I'm liking this idea a bit better. So I need to cut this photo down a little bit more. So let me just do that for it to fit on this page. My trimmer, my trimmer, my trimmer. Not the one I want. Here it is. So I'm just going to grab this. I'm going to grab a little bit, take a little bit more off this one, make it a slightly smaller photo. Okay. And I think I might put this one in here. I'm just going to cut a little bit off the top of that as well. Something, oh, bit of fluffy stuff, I don't know where that comes from. So I'm going to put, and maybe use this like your photo corners. Okay, let me find another one of those. Here's another one. Maybe have it like that. Which leaves do I like? Have a few leaves sticking out from underneath it like so. Maybe a couple in this top corner out this side. Maybe I would just lift this up a little bit, use some little dots to pop in here. You know, those little dots to raise it up, and then I can pop these other ones in underneath. But I actually really quite like that. And I can pop a sentiment on there as well. The one that I chose this time was sending you a smile. But I think with this one, I would actually put special to me on this one, because these are two people that are very special to me, if that was what I was going to do with it. And I still may punch out one of those yet to put in this book. So we're looking at colours that, so we've got the oranges in this, so I could do it in an orange. Maybe do this, stamp it onto the orange and then do the die cut and cut it out. So just something to think about. It goes on, maybe I go up that way. Is it that one? Yeah, maybe. I always find it a little hard, because I'm not used to using them. I find it a little hard to find the one that belongs, the right one that belongs with each one. It's that one there, I think. I don't know. I will play with it and I'll get it sorted. But yeah, that's something along the lines of what I would do with this. And, you know, and I would continue that theme all the way through with different photos that I have of my family, my grandkids. And so just to have a little photo album in my journal. You know, sometimes you could put something you could actually put into your bag as well. You know, a little brag book. Doesn't take up a lot of room. It's quite flat and compact. We could put some little pockets in it if you wanted to, just to tuck some photos in there, and maybe, I don't know. There's lots of ideas that are running through my head at the moment that you could do with this. But that fits into this journal, and this is our Elegance range from Couture Creations. Absolutely loving it at this stage. I hope you look for your closest stockist for this Elegance range that we've got going at the moment. Some beautiful work. They've got some beautiful stamps too. So we've got the stamp and die sets. So that's for, no, that's not this one. There's my other one. I'll put them over here. So this is the stamp. I've got another stamp. Yeah, this one. So these two stamps and this one go together. Yep. So this is, and let me remember what these ones were. So I've got one that is a rose one. Oh no, it's not a rose. It's a, yep, now I've got the rose mini layering stamp and die set, and I've got the buttercup mini. So this one is the buttercup. That's the buttercup one. And the other one I have here as well. This is the rose one. So these are the rose ones, and where's the little die cut for it? Oh, I must have it over it. No, here they are. And here's the dies for it. So when I get some of these, just something to think about for yourself. So I normally, when I get myself organised a bit better than what I am at the moment, I normally put a double-sided tape, and I use these sticky things that come with it, and I put them onto a bit of normally a bit of cardboard, but you could put it onto a bit of paper as well. And I normally stick the 2 dies that go with it on top with a bit of tape. And then what I do is I actually store them inside a little plastic sleeve. And it just keeps all the pieces for each die set together. I have been looking at another system to try and store them all because it's sort of getting a little bit out of hand at the moment. But I do like using them, and we will have a play with these in this journal as well as we go through. I hope you've enjoyed this today. If you have, if you wouldn't mind giving me a like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed before, and look out for more videos. Have a great day. See you later.